Hey guys, how's it going? This is your host Ricky. Welcome back to another the Tales of Web3 episode. Today we are recording season 3, episode 16 with the legend Chris. How's it going, brother?
Uh, thanks for having me here. Appreciate that. Yeah.
Yes. For those of you who don't know about Chris, he was actually the previous CFO of both Huobi and OKX, and right now he runs his own venture fund called Merkle3s. Right? Is that the right name? How to pronounce it?
Yeah. Merkle3s Capital.
Merkle3s. Let's
Yeah.
go. So, please, let's start today by you, Chris. Please share a little bit more about yourself and how you jump into the crypto rabbit hole.
Um. My name is Chris Lee. I was by training to a CPA. Uh, Graduated from a Australian university and started my career in Big Four audit firm, and then private equity, uh, commodity banking, and then public listed vehicle company in Hong Kong as a payment sector as a CFO. So back in 2016, I joined the OKX as a CFO.
That's early. That's really
Yeah,
early.
that's really early. Yeah, 2016, not too bad. Yeah. At that time, not many people really, think. At that time, thought is a more like the uh, proper kind of industry. That thing
Yes.
is a scam. Uh, but anyway, I stayed in OKX for close to 2 years as a CFO, and there's a 1 year as a platform CEO as well. And then I moved to I moved more like to Beijing. I joined the Huobi as a CFO
Oh,
of the
nice.
group, and then VP of international business, and also board secretary. I stayed there uh, more than 2 years, uh, and then in 2020, and I decided to do my venture fund. So my first venture fund called TKX Capital. And we last month we successfully distributed the first dividend.
Let's
It's outperformed the
go.
bit.
Congrats.
Uh,
Congrats.
yeah, it outperformed the Bitcoin, and we invest more than 60 projects. Some of them perform pretty well.
It was actually
So,
pretty hard to outperform Bitcoin, especially in the
um,
last cycle and this cycle, right?
yes, unfortunately, because we are like hybrid fund, more like hybrid fund, so our secondary market perform much better than what we believe. And the primary market, we are quite cautious and invest in those projects. So the outcome is pretty good. So we declared first dividend, and then also we just launched a second fund called Merkle3s Capital. And
Nice.
so I'm a co-founder with another partner, and is we have more than six exchanges as a strategic LPs, and also with Leon Lee's family office investing in us as well. So we start in other cycle journey. Yeah,
Let's
that's
go.
pretty much about me. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for the amazing intro. What is the reason
Yeah.
why you decided to leave all these amazing central exchanges? Because you are already like the CFO and you're doing amazing job in terms of your career. What is the reason why you decided to leave and start your own venture fund? And that must be hard, right? Especially when you
Mm,
have to start from scratch on an area that
mm.
you haven't made a name for yourself yet. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I totally understand. So, but in the first thing is central exchanges and the huge challenge in compliance issue, and there are
Oh,
lots of pressure from China governments, and also because it's you can take care of the professional team like 200 staff, 300 staff under you, and it's 24 hours, 365 days,
oh my
non-stop.
God.
And you get to take care like the team in US, Europe, it's high pressure as a startup. Even though like you're 3,000 staff, it's still a startup. So we got huge compliance pressure. So and it's a platform, so it's a collectiveless effort to make the platform great. So I think after like 4 or 5 years and trying changes, I think I prefer more like a revenue center rather than more like cost center structure. It's more long term. You set the strategy, you set the like JVs, for example, um, like the U.S. infrastructure, big company group structure, set up the JV in Europe. Even though at that time the JV Europe, the CEO is JB. That's global CEO of Bitstamp at the moment. So, and
Oh,
also get the very very good talents from Wall Street and also from other payment in company. The sectors can as a talent can participate in the execution of the strategy. There also there's a culture difference as well. Like you need to think local talents and global talents. They're
yes.
always you need to bridge the east and the west. That's a very challenging part. So and the most important thing I think is I want to be myself, me. Um, as a CFO, you are the number two, number three in the group. I really want to
Be the
execute
number
something I
one.
believe. I mean, more important is
Own your own journey actually is more
yeah, own journey, and then you try to do something what you believe. For example, venture funds a lot. I mean, like in 2017, 2018, do fantastic. 20 and then 20 if you exit like 2020, it majority are huge success. There are lots of and also we figured out is um there's you need a good branding professional and provide the support to the founders and again you also bridge the east and the west, the capital in the east and capital in the west, and the majority founders will invest more like the Asian builders. So how to help them and how to leverage my relationship, my strategic partnership for the centralized changes. And centralized changes, they also want very good project. Is
yes.
in general the formula is neither uh, compliance, security, stability, and then the asset, uh, and then is the trust and also the commission. All the factors affect the centralized changes, how it's going to perform, compete with peers. So asset itself is a big thing. So you think about the back in the old days, like the Binance, because like the Tron. Uh, and the firm, the exchanges, go very very fast, grew very fast. Not only because at that time, because the soft LiDAR polarized the issue in China. Um, and those are Huobi and OKX at that time is not quite conservative. Uh, Nearly stopped the business in China. That's why there are lots of China
I remember that.
investors use
Yes.
Binance. So besides the actual asset is very important, and also like MEXC and WhatsApp, is also because the asset uh is special kind of asset like all coins make their exchange become one of the most reputable exchange in the world. I mean, so asset is very important. So you need someone with good reputation and use your heart and how to gather all the resources and help the founders, you know, to develop their
100%.
project. So yeah, so that's the reason why. So my team at that time was the first fund was a whole bunch of team from the US, like Citadel and from UIUC, Computer Science School.
I'm actually from
They
UIUC.
oh wow, fantastic! It's good CS school. So that's the reason why I think we can make a difference, make an impact. And we set the first one, and the result is satisfactory. And so it's the second fund, and we try to keep going to do something. No matter the market is bull market, bear market, so it's still a cycle. So ultimately, they still need someone to fund a good project and provide guidance and resources, gather resources for them. as a friend to encourage them and try our best to give a shot. Um, as a simple thing like to the moon. Yeah.
This is a beautiful story and amazing
Yeah.
mission. Like most of my audience and my guests were
Mm,
actually like founders who are building all these kind of projects, right? No matter
mm,
consumers, infras, and stuff like that. So you're one of the very few guests who are a successful venture capitalist. So can you
mm.
share a little bit more to our audience here, a little bit more about like your world, the VC world, right? What is like your day to day work like, right? In terms of like a day or a year, right? What kind of work you do? What kind of work is the most interesting for you personally? And what are the challenging part, right? Is it deal flows? Is it really to put investment in the best teams? What is it, right? Just give us like a blink of what the world VC world for you looks like.
So the first thing definitely we do an investment. So we want to the first thing we need to figure out which the directions um is the hot you know kind of like um the hot direction and hot topics is going to um even though you invest now, what's going on is going to happen in like 2 years or 3 years uh at your exit time. Another thing as you can think about is the team itself, whether the team, we do it like the background check, constant reference, there are lots of things we gotta do. We got to also the first thing if it's a very good project. Previous last cycle is very difficult to invest, very reputable project. You
Yes,
got to
it
compete
is
with
very hard.
A16 ESET, you got to compete with like Pantera. This cycle is better. Less VCs, lots of VCs convert themselves to the secondary market. So actually,
Oh,
that's good
nice.
for us. Yeah, that's good for us. It means less people focus on primary market, and it means there are more good deals. So for me, I think the first thing we need is to make a professional judgment, talk to people, so that's why the last 6 months or that's 5 months, half of the time in US, I just keep talking different founders, AI companies, Web3 startup founders, what their view about what's going to happen in next like 2, 3 years. That's very important. That's professional judgment. The second thing is you can meet more people, and it's just like talent pool. It just seems like we recruit a recruiter. So you put in the talent pool, the intelligent bank. So ultimately, you're gonna use those relationships. And yeah, there's lots of deal flow. I got my assistants to screen the deal flow. Normally, we just spend like normal like in 10 minutes we can screen a deal whether should at least look you do more research or not. So, and then after that, we find interesting, we got to talk to them and try to make friends with them. I think ultimately it's a VC, so majority project going to fail for sure. And but the good thing is we just want to even the probability of success is very small, but that's the sexy part. Maybe one project give you very, very good return, right?
Yes.
So that's the sexy part. In that really case, I give you one example. There's one project we invested. It's one of the best computer science school in US, and the IP is from the university. Uh,
Nice.
and then the whole team is excellent team. And then they got the AI IP and also those uh, efficiency CK roll up IP. So we work together and then we do the whole journey from the scratch. We do fundraising, and it's first fundraise, second fundraising, and we see the growth after. And at the beginning, maybe the founder is not ready, but who knows? Once you're on the car on the right track, you try your best, you grow. So you just grow
100%.
together. That's very important. The other thing I think for myself, I always believe the cash flow business is good business. Platform business is business. So what I believe is more like so there are lots of quite skeptical of things like the Web 2 need to migrate to Web 3. But after like, the last cycle, we're seeing that the majority of the people actually still in Web 2. And Web
Yes.
3, there are lots of, not really good infrastructure at the moment. And there are also security issue, compliance issue. So that's way to how to connect Web 2 and Web 3. So my last fund invested a couple central exchange and performed very well. So I believe the centralized exchanges, banks and also tools can provide their cash flow and help the people to adopt or to migrate or how to integrate together. I shouldn't say migrate, but more integration between Web 2 and Web
Like a
3
merge.
altogether. Yeah, and merge. That's for the best business model. That's
Nice.
all. So normal day, I just do lots of calls, keep traveling. Half my time travel to US, sometimes Europe and Asia. Now I stay more in Singapore, Hong Kong, because Hong Kong is more like Web3 center. So we try to find out more opportunities. The other thing is that you need to communicate your investor. Um, because now is the VC is much more challenging than before. So they they also you need to prepare to have the expectation. So our expectation of volatility, like the market like Trump, like the yesterday announced tariff 25% at least, right?
Oh
And
my
the
God.
global tariff, those kind of things you need to, because some funds from like family funds, you need to talk to them, hey, that's what we expect, that volatility, maybe there's a drop in NAV. You need to talk, and also um you need to avoid too cloudy places. Just like even though we do VC, we need to have own judgment and don't always follow the hot topics. For example, the NFT, those kind of things. Always think, hey, NFT season going to, is coming, but it
It's coming
seems
back.
like, yeah, but last year until now, it's not here, right? So I mean, it's a judgment. You need to have a clear mindset,
Yes.
make your own judgment. I think that's important. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing. You shared that like a lot of the VCs from last cycle, they actually changed their focus into investing in secondary market, right? Like, what do you
Yes.
think is the
Yes.
reason? Does investment in like the first like market, direct investment in projects, token and equity, does that take too
Mm.
long? What is
I,
the reason why they're
um,
doing that?
I think that, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of issues for primary market. So basically, it's VC project. It's simply like traditional project. You need to wait for 3 years, 5 years, and then you go
Yes.
IPO, maybe like 10 years. But now you can get the money and the day one. You go IPO can be day one probably in 2 weeks time. You get your deck, you have a safe token warrant, and then you pitch an idea, you tell a good story, and then the other day you list in Binance or
Yes.
wherever the central exchange or the DEX. And the founders became rich very quick. That
Which is a
they
bad thing
lost it.
for their project in the long term, which is a really
Yeah,
bad
yeah,
thing.
yeah. That's one of, so people to think I'm wishing now why I need to still working very hard. It's very a few founders want to keep going, but you can Solana like Tony, they do a fantastic
Yes.
job. They are very wealthy, but they still keep building. So there's but not many of them. The other thing is it's still a niche market. The scale still like restricted. Uh, Up to date, our like the penetration of the crypto population only like 7.4%, but we
Yes.
got 8 billion population. The key thing is the liquidity issue. So basically, all coin, even like Bitcoin, is a risky asset. So if a risky asset is no liquidity, it means the price goes, the less fund flow in, because you put the money in the bank, you buy the the treasury, you got like 4 or 5% per annum. Why not? You don't need to take those risks. So I think liquidity is a big issue. So um, the whole altcoin, especially altcoin, the crypto market, actually there's a short of liquidity. The only liquidity provided to the crypto market at the moment is through ETF. So you can
Yes.
see that even the market is very volatile. So Bitcoin actually is not really dropped that much.
Yes.
Didn't drop that much. So, but altcoin is impact significantly. You can see like last 2 days, a couple I would say actually it's a good project like back good old days, but it dropped crazy 25%,
Oh my God.
14% just within a day. Because you can say it probably volatility is not that much, but don't forget it dropped a lot already, but it still keep dropping. That's a issue. The other thing is the central exchange, like the turns, they want to protect the retail investors. There are lots
Yes.
of restrictions. And when it go TGE, the probably is zero you can sell. Even like people cycle and sell like 5% or 10%, get your cost, your investment cost back. And you also can make couple times, couple X of your return. It's like candle sales, but not now. Um, like quite is not uncommon. That's a 1+3. That's the 1 year TGE. After 1 year, you can get your token.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
you're
yeah. I heard
going
about a
to,
lot that case.
yeah, you need to. They're going to give you the token in 36 days by quarterly or by monthly. So it's not really can like as profitable for your return. So in those reasons, this is very, very difficult. Um, but but for secondary market, you can do a lot. For example, like Bitcoin, there are always volatilities, right? There also there arbitrage between the markets, like Korean
Yes.
market and also like the other Asian markets. Um, so there's difference, like also there's derivatives as well. So that if they do the secondary market, they provide the cash flows, and there's a margin for profit.
So why you guys stayed? Why you guys stayed in primary market? What is your edge that none of
I
the
mean,
other
fun,
ventures have had?
yeah, the first thing is I'm in the industry 2016. Um, I'm in central exchanges, so we got 6 exchanges as our strategic LPs. That's our
Nice.
edge. Another thing is I always believe like the transaction trade fine, this kind of setup is still a very good angle, a very good business. Up to date, you can see the largest, most profitable besides Tether, that those centralized changes, they make a fortune.
Yes, they did.
We do have a live statistic. The centralized changes last year make roughly at least 35 billion US net
Oh my
profit
God,
last year.
that's a lot of money.
Yeah. So you can imagine that's and also even a small centralized change, you're gonna make like in bear market, you make 20 million US net profit. In good year, you can make like 3 or 4x, even 5x as a bear market.
Oh, nice.
And the market is still growing, like Turkey is still growing, East Europe is still growing, South America is still growing. And if the interest rate drop, then liquidity provide more liquidity. You can see that there's huge kind of like the investment opportunity. The other thing you think about like Korea, I think Korea roughly is 45 million population. The investor in crypto is 16 million,
Yeah, it's funny.
more than investor in stocks. So you can think about even you just get a small part of the small slice in a bigger pie. It's still very profitable. So
Nice.
that's and the other thing I think is if you do investment, you always a partnership as a friend, as a brotherhood, um, with the founders. You grow together. Um, our edge is, I mentioned my background in the industry. And more important, we invest less than the last cycle. For the last year, we invest like 60, 70 projects. This cycle probably invest only 25 projects only, but the ticket size will be bigger. And then we're going to spend much more time. We do lots of things, for example, building the team, and the strategy, resources gathered together, even uh, like for example, they move up China, they move to somewhere else, like their housing, staffing,
Wait, you guys even take care of
taxation.
that?
Yeah, as
That
a
you
friend,
guys
as
are
a
the best
friend.
VC in the world.
No, I mean, you guys treat them as a friend, as a brotherhood, as
This is nice.
just even though like for example, some projects, even some investors with us are very close. So I just get a watch from my investor.
I saw that.
It's
I
a
saw your
gift.
tweets. Congrats,
Yeah,
congrats.
it's a no, no. It should be RM, but now it's turned a Rolex. So the perform because the Bitcoin dropped, so RM become a Rolex. Um, anyway, I think it's just we grow together. There's still lots of like the Asian team do better in transaction centralized exchanges, DEXs. You can see there are lots of large one like there. You can name it, right? And also there's the Mimi, those kind of platform. Actually, majority are Chinese, Asian, or I would put it more like
Yes,
Asian kind of like the founders. So there are lots of opportunities there out there. I think it is more fun, more interesting. Other you for example, you say, hey, I invest in Bitcoin. Every day I say, hey, Bitcoin is the future, right? I know it's the future back in 2016, not now. I mean, yeah, when we see at that time like 400 US, now it's like 100,000. Yeah, we believe it go to 1 million. But yeah, that's very certain. So if you invest in web secondary market, I think it's totally right. But invest a private market is much fun. You can do a lots of like it's just active management.
I see
As
what you
you
mean.
make friends and you know the people, you help them. As you know, you join the journey. It's not that
It's not just a
different.
numbers game. And it's
Yeah,
just
no,
not
no,
that.
no, no.
It's
It's
the
more like
relationships.
mission. Yeah, and also
Yes,
missions. Yeah, yeah, mission
I
and
like
vision.
that.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
that. That's a great
yeah.
answer.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, yeah. What is the biggest lesson that you learned from doing venture investment in the primary market? The biggest.
I mean, so their lack of trust. So blockchain it seems like a sort of a trust issue, right? But unfortunately, it seems the whole industry is very close to it, it's just a financial industry. So you know, you can't just trust people. Um,
Oh,
I mean, biggest lesson I learned in FTX. So at that time, SBF, we met in Huobi. He was Huobi market maker, and I trust in him. I think he's a decent guy. I thought he's a decent guy from, you know, graduating the most prestigious university, family background professor. Seems quite humble person. And we met a couple times. He said he want to change the world. I mean, we're good like exchangers with like the traders, disciple traders. Fantastic idea. Also invest in Serum as a Serum angel investor. I fully support. I got a couple of friends, very close friends, work in there as a um quite I mean circle inside the circle.
oh,
Although the operation in FTX. So and I want to support him when they get trouble, and also even you know skeptical about the numbers and you know about you know misuse those customers' deposit. I still put my money there.
you still
So
trusted
that's
him.
yeah. I mean that's you need to sometimes you need to as a belief in numbers rather than emotional. I mean,
Yeah.
majority of time you're doing investment, you especially VCs, you invest in people, right? You can't see the
Yes.
numbers. But
Yeah.
one thing later that you need to have it's just like the first thing you see the vision, there's more emotional part, the people judgment is professional judgment, and how you feel the people's ambitions, and whether you see the lights inside the eyes, like the laser eyes. You want to change
Yes.
the world and you got a skill set, you are young, energetic, you want to fuck the world. I mean, you want to make an impact, make changes. But the other thing you need to see the numbers. That's very important. And also within the journey of the lighter this kind of project, crypto project, you need to check it. It's the figures, the market information. It's the information for you to check the balance. Not only you support emotion unconditionally. A majority of there are lots of like founders with very good relationship with me. Um, so FTS is just like sort of like betray, honestly. It's just betray the people you trust. I mean, and that's sad story. And but the other thing, I still do all my best for the founders. Some founders get financial issues. I all do my all best to help the project and personally as well. But might not the right approach. But that's for me. I treat them as a
But that's
friends.
the reason why you have such a good reputation in this space. Like literally
Uh,
everybody votes for you.
yeah, in bull
No
market,
matter on
sure.
Twitter or I mean in Bear
But
too, in Bear too.
yeah, I mean, in bull market, maybe I have lots of advantages, but bear market, so we got to be careful. uh, you get
Got it.
to, funding is very important in bear market. In bull market is just one token, it can like 10x as in bear market, so it's very different. Yeah.
I see. I see. But I still appreciate your approach. So I think that's a pretty cool way of doing things. In general, not only doing venture capitalism. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I mean, you can see the back in the days. So that's the one thing. Okay, is probably you have heard that if you were trying to make friends with a tycoon, you the only viable way is so you can provide the same resources and same status, you can be friends.
yeah.
So you are not going to make friends with Elon Musk at now, but you can make friends with Elon Musk when they do the PayPal or before the PayPal.
That's so
So
true. You need to make the
yeah,
bet
yeah.
early.
Yeah, I mean, and who knows, right? You can think about even at the time. I don't think SBF will go that big. I mean, he did lots of good things. I mean, good. I mean, the right things. I mean, to make the company grow. But there's a zero factor. What we call zero factor is if you make this mistake, all his achievement gone.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what we
hundred
call
percent.
zero factor. But yeah, I would love to see. You can see there are lots of good exchange central exchange. Again, I'm talking about exchange rate. You can see back in the line last cycle, a big gap came a one of the largest exchanges, Uh, and then the other cycle is Bybit, right? And but before them, there's to be honest, there's nobody. But you can
Yes.
see they can make like 1.5 billion US net profit a year. So, and there are lots of resources, and you can do a lot of things together. I'm not talking about how you invest and make money, but there are a lot of resources working together, do some projects, make an impact, and maybe in the future, like charity projects as well, right? That's
Yes.
otherwise, I mean, there's more meaningful and more interesting. Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
What are some of? I'm going to put you on the hot seat. So, what are
Mm.
some really, really controversial hot takes that you have for our industry lately? Is it the meme coins? Is it the ups and downs of Trump's policy? What is it? Like, give me something that is the hotter, the better.
So, I mean, it's always like your view on something, like professional judgment.
Yes.
Um, I mean, Trump administration do the good policy for crypto. Yes, I think do a fantastic job. And also they issue like the Trump coin. Millennium Con, right? And they have a World Liberty Fund. Fantastic. They try to tap into the market, understand the market, and do the good things on the market. But also, he's a politician. He's the U.S. president. So
Yes.
he represents the interest of U.S. The whole U.S. Nation and the citizen of the United States of America, not the you have to first priority. That's the U.S. Citizens benefits. So and also the short term and long term benefit as well. Um, so you can rely on someone, but there's a one thing in long run, Bitcoin for sure. You're going to accept now. Their MicroStrategy buying their ETF there. They have like uh the the country's a national reserve for sure. The Central American countries and other countries doing the same. So it's just faster or on the right place or not. So I don't think it's a issue. I think we just be more patient. The most controversial kind of thing is the RWA for me, I believe.
Okay.
RWA, there's actually RWA, I think more going to benefit of traditional financial institutions. After that, you got to figure out there's a three kind of thing element. The first thing is asset itself. The second thing is platform. The third thing is the investor.
Yes.
So if that's really the case, majority of the case should be the capital group and also Fidelity, uh, Franklin Templeton. Those are giants, got trillions AUM. Those kind of like asset income. They do their all those big banks, big four investment bank, they can do that. And it's really matter to crypto, uh, unless I doubt. Um, and also before they try to at that time, even a couple platforms they try to first thing stablecoin should be one of the RWA,
Of
and
course.
also like the RWA is very similar to STO, not much difference honestly. And you see there are lots of shares converted to token. Um, but you can see like US stocks, there's a lots of trading hours. So and in that sense, actually, if that is going, uh, compliance, there's no compliance. You're going to benefit like centralized chains, compliance centralized changes, and also going to prolong the transaction time. So I'm going to shift more from the traditional brokerage firm to first time Coinbase. So Coinbase, those guys come to benefit. Um, it's there's a one thing about the price volatility going to benefit the TradeFi kind of company.
Mm.
Um, so I mean, out of it is quite a controversial kind of topic. Who's going to benefit? And those like and also treasury bills. If like those tokens used to like market down, they're going to do it. But ultimately, might benefit those traditional mega size of financial institutions. They issue their tokens and they can be traded in their in the central exchanges. In that sense, I think is the role that's the other thing is 2024. There's a saying 2024 Wall should took over uh, crypto.
Yes.
I mean,
They
yeah,
did.
I
They
mean
did.
but it is. I mean, at least for Bitcoin. I mean, it's a true story. It's a true thing. So
Yes.
it seems like we got to figure out the other way what the growth for the crypto sector probably pay fine uh payment, and also because stablecoin there's payment extension. You can see the online chain kind of thing do the payment. If they get adopt to a for example, there are lots of at least I know there's a couple cut issuer doing the stablecoin payment. And ultimately, you get a license with like the financial institution license. There's lots of expansion on that for the business opportunities. Yeah,
Nice. Thanks for sharing that.
yeah.
So, what are some predictions for you have on the rest of 2025 specifically? Are you more bearish? Are you more bullish?
Uh, I'm quite neutral, honestly. The first
Yeah,
thing you got to think about, Bitcoin is went up from at the bottom like 16,000, at the peak is like close to 110,000, close to, right?
that's an
Now
eight
is
x.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So you can imagine that there's drop now is 83, 84,000 is still okay. Even though you can see that there's a terrorist kind of attack kind of issue, they still perform pretty well. Relatively pretty well. And even I'm in Hong Kong, there's a sizable institutions. For some, they got like 3 billion, 4 billion US AUM. They asked me how they can tap into this industry. And then the first question is, in which price uh, I should buy the Bitcoins.
Oh,
Those are quite reputable figures in this industry in Far East. So you can see that even like the Far East doing that, you can imagine more people gonna going to tap into this industry. So and for the tariff, Trump is very smart in negotiation. They always give you hard time,
100%.
right?
Yes,
Give you emotional breakdown. They say, hey, like that. But honestly, tariff going to hurt U.S. consumers. And the inflation issue is going to be a huge issue. So I think give more like 2, 3, 4 months, settle these kind of things. Second half should be better. Uh,
okay.
people. The first thing you can Elon going to the Dodgy department.
Yes,
You're going to finish Elon's mission. So going to cut those expenses in first half. So the second half, I think should be so the first half, those issues can say point of finger, hey, that's Biden's issue. Biden administration did a lousy job. No, because I'm here, I'm Trump, I'm gonna save US. That's a MAGA.
yes,
So I think second half should be better. And there's a there's a people quite like kind of thought say, hey, Trump try to put America in recession so they can, drop the Fed rate
yes. I've saw
and
that
then
before.
lower the interest rate, and then so can issue the cheaper financing about the national debts.
Yes,
I think is quite reasonable as well. But ultimately, what I'm saying is there's huge volatility in this kind of market.
got it.
And I mean, there's one thing is pessimistic people seems always right, but only optimistic people will win the future.
I
So,
love that. I love that
yeah, I
saying.
mean, I mean, we do investment, we put our bets. So the other thing, how we smooth our action, right? And
Yes,
less, and you simply you can buy the project. The first thing you got to recognize how many good projects there. Those tokens are there in the market. What are they? Why they're so good? Probably their necessities, their cash flows, and then the risk is smaller. And then if the market bounce back, who you know would they perform well? If that really the case, I think it's now to study those kind of targets.
I
Um,
agree too.
yeah, and then you bet on that, but you got to take care. For myself, my fund now, my new fund now have a half USDT, half still half
Oh,
USDT. So
oh,
I just
nice.
FH pricing to buy the tokens. Couple point. I
This is
know,
nice.
I always think about cash flow issue. So so the gift that I from the dinner with Warren Buffet, I think the cash flow you need to very, very get very careful about cash flow. And I get the thing is probably the same as the best asset, the good asset. You buy it at the right price, you sell at the right price, and you be patient. Yeah, and you get your fund got 3 year, 4 year cycle. Why are you scared? You think about 3, 4 years. What do you expect to become? If you become like 200,000, 300,000, if you even by now, why are you scared, right?
Yes.
And also there's equity there, MicroStrategy, Coinbase, mining companies, and there's lots of investment, little bit of leverage. I think there's lots of things can do. I mean, just you have to be optimistic. I
100%.
Trump is very smart guy. He's smart. He's very smart. He know his game. Yeah, there's he won the manufacturing industry back to US. But
Yes.
honestly, I don't think it's that easy because the cost in US, infrastructure in US, I mentioned the manpower, electricity, welfare is all very challenging. It is not going to happen in a day. So in general, I mean, first half should be more. There's lots of volatility in the market. Second half should be better.
Got it.
Next year, if there are lots of like the policy, like those kind of volatility, those kind of things happen. If there's election year, that should be 2016, or House of Senate, whatever. And then there's a policy shift. In that really case, maybe just simply prolong the bull market. Yeah. If we
Nice.
call it now, still the bull market. Yeah. Mm.
Copy that. All right. One last question for you before I let you go. If you can go back 10 years, 20 years, what would you tell yourself, the younger version?
I mean, definitely it's gonna go, be bold, go ahead,
Be boom,
be bold. I mean,
bold.
courage. Yeah, bold. Yeah, be courage, have a courage, run for extra miles and don't afraid of any failure. Um, there's no limitation about the age. You think about, Obama become president by 23, 24, Clinton at the same age, Joe by 70s, 80s, um, and also Trump is the same. So you can
Actually, yeah.
Trump came back. So it seems it looks like hey, there's no future for Trump and came back. And people say, hey, they probably the third term of Trump's become the president in the States. And second thing, buy more Bitcoins and don't sell it and put in the cold wallet, put in your safe box. Yeah,
Nice.
that's always regret. I sold the Bitcoins, buy my apartments, houses,
Oh,
and yeah, I mean even just some like it maybe occasion you spend like one Bitcoin at that time. One Bitcoin once, one Bitcoin once. Now is lower. You have to. I think the most important is there's something you should believe. So the
I
first
agree.
thing, be bold, be bold, courage, run extra mile. Don't scare about failure. The second is buy more Bitcoins. The third thing is you have your beliefs. The three things. So build your beliefs. Yeah, it's three things. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. I do
Mm.
think you are a man of belief, Chris. That's why
Yeah.
you're able to come so far
I
along
hope
the
I hope
way.
I did better, but but the good thing is the AI plus Web3. Um, I think they're going to make more fun in the industry, and there's always should be someone there. Do something not solely for money, but really to have a build up. Crypto is all about community. Crypto is all about people, about relationship. Protect the ordinary people, fight against the Wall Street, like it happened in the Occupy Wall Street at that time.
Yes,
So
yes.
it just get back the issue the currency right back to people. So you have to believe that. So just make a difference. I mean, no matter you succeed or not, but you give it a try. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. And here we wrap
Thank
up
you.
the Tales of
Yeah, thank
Web3
you.
Season 3, Episode 16 with Chris, the co-founder of Merkle3s Capital. Thank you for coming, and thank you for
To the
your time.
moon. To the moon.
To the moon.
Cheers. Okay. Good day, my friends.